Game is not quite done, our Big Ten Saturday night game, but we started early. It is Iowa with the lead over Michigan State. This is basically over at this point, guys. So let's just start there. Well, I don't think Michigan State's coming back.
I mean, Iowa could fumble it right here. Michigan State could return it for a touchdown.
Well,
I mean,
that's the way this kind of half has gone, hasn't it?
Those of you listening already know the answer to that. Cooper DeJean has come up big with an interception where he looked more like the wide receiver than the Michigan State wide receiver. And then just moments ago for us, in real time, a punt return 70 yards the other way. I mean, this playmaker in a team that has basically no playmakers on the offensive side of the ball, the defensive guy is the playmaker for Iowa.
I know that interception had you hot, Matt Castle.
It did, because it was, they were trying to do a little double move on the outside. Michigan State's wide receiver, he takes off, but then he stops on the route. And so it makes Noah Kim, the quarterback, look all out of sorts. It looks like an awful ball, a fair catch in the back of the end zone. But at that point, you can't do that to your quarterback.
No, you can't.
You can't do that to your quarterback. And so those are the type of little details that we talk about all the time, especially in these type of games where it's going to be a rock fight. It's going to, you're trying to have production. And at that point, that was the momentum changes. We talked about that at halftime of this game. It got the crowd back involved. They're able to go down, get possession of the ball, go score before the half. And that really changed the outlook of the first half, because really, when you think about what this game looked like in the first half, I thought Michigan State was controlling the game.
They were moving the ball, right? Like, I think a lot of credit should go to Michigan State, their ability to create some offense, particularly in that first half. Second half has been really obscure, and we'll see how this game ends. But, to your point, defensive touchdown for Michigan State, field goal for Iowa. You had Cooper DeJean to get back on him with that ridiculous punt return, and it just moves all over the field. I thought the block set up really well. Right. Credit to a well-coached special teams unit. Like, I know we make fun of the offense for Iowa, and it's not great at all. But in terms of the special teams, man, like it puts them in a position to be really successful as a team, and it's important.
And you always talk about this with Iowa football right now. You don't talk too much about the offense, but defensively, they're fundamentally sound. They're in their gaps. They make it hard on the offense. They're not going to give up the explosives. And then nobody ever really talks about special teams, but the way that their kicking game is, they can change field position at any point. Flip the field. They're great in their PAT field goal unit with Stevens. And then at the same time, they make big plays like the punt return, and guys know what to do, and they're in the right spot. And that's what sparked this win right here.
So I was going to finish with about 100 yards less of total offense than Michigan State. They're about like 225 right now.
It's wild.
So where are they going forward? Good defense, Cooper DeJean, playmaker for them on the defensive side.
Can
on
I ask
special
a question
teams.
real quick, not to cut you off?
Yeah.
This was a 10-point spread.
I think you're right. I think Iowa was favored by 10 and
What's
a half.
the score right now?
Is it 10?
So if you had it, because I think it dropped to 10 by the time it kicked. So if you had it at 10 and a half,
push.
A little bit of trouble.
Push.
But if you had 10, it's push.
It's a push.
So
for you bettors out there.
So Cade McNamara goes down. That injury looks significant here.
Yes, it did.
They've already lost their tight end Lachey. So on an offense, they did not need any injuries. They've got a couple. So moving forward, they're just going to have to grind out victories.
Yeah, they're going to have to do it the way that they had been doing it, right? And it feels like it's the defense, it's the special teams. I thought they had some creative offense there with Eric All. He was about the only guy on that offense that could catch the football consistently.
That was the thing.
It was bad.
It was glaring, especially in the second half.
Because guys got open. It's not to say that there weren't open guys, and Deacon Hill threw some nice passes too, but the fact that they just kept putting the ball on the ground is not something that's going to be conducive to success down the line.